A few days ago, the Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube channel released a Shadow the Hedgehog 101, where Eggman basically breaks down the origins and backstory of Shadow along with his powers. This is to promote the upcoming game releasing October 25th, Sonic X Shadow Generations, in which I am cautiously optimistic for. And yeah, I'm surprised not that many people have seen this video. It's really well done and produced. It shows Shadow through all of his games, including Sonic 06. They did not, negate that lore. It is built into Shadow's backstory. So I wanted to quickly go over this and then also compare it to what they probably will bring over to the Sonic movie 3 and what they won't bring. I kind of mentioned that in the previous video, but I just think this is a better way of matching that up all together.
Eggman Empire personal data log. Shadow the Hedgehog. What a piece of work. He was developed to be the ultimate life form, engineered to be an ageless, unstoppable living weapon. Unfortunately, he lives up to the hype.
I'm the world's ultimate life form.
First item of note, his air shoes. Stylish and functional. The jets and the soles allow him to skate at incredible speed. He's so fast he can actually keep pace with Sonic. He's just as strong, too.
So yeah, not much to say about this. We all know that Shadow is the ultimate life form and that he has hover shoes as his main way of moving around. I think this is going to be one for one in the Sonic movie 3.
Note to self, try to get the hedgehogs to destroy each other for me. Yes.
And this is why I like this video so much, is that they're even throwing in Sonic Battle for the Game Boy, a deep cut, just for that little bit right there. I really enjoyed that. It's a lot of attention to detail. And yeah, Sonic and Shadow are obviously going to duke it out in the movie.
Maybe Shadow could use his Chaos Spear. It's a flashy trick where he throws bolts of energy. Or maybe roast Sonic with an explosive wave of energy from his Chaos Blast. I'm getting a little off track. Second item of note, Shadow's limiter rings. These are designed to keep his power in check. When he takes them off, oh boy, it's like a raging furnace. He's virtually unstoppable for a short time. Perhaps I can trick him into overexerting himself. At the cost of a whole army. Never mind. But his most remarkable feat is Chaos Control.
Chaos Control!
By tapping into the power of a Chaos Emerald, he can warp space and time, moving freely and dominating the opposition. I'm still working on replicating the technique.
They're doing something smart here. For all intents and purposes, they're showing the viewer the powers that Shadow has to familiarize themselves, because we know these powers to a degree are coming back to Sonic X Shadow Generations. I don't know if Shadow's going to have Chaos Blast, but we've already seen Chaos Sphere and Chaos Control. When it comes to his limiter rings, I really don't know if that's playing a huge role in the games or the movies. I've only seen this in Sonic 06, which they show off very briefly, but they mention it here in the video, so I feel like they're doing that for a reason. It might be important. When it comes to the movies, I don't know how overpowered they want Shadow to be, because in the games, he is quite stacked against Sonic, but the Sonic movies are not one-to-one to the games and are a little bit more grounded. So if he has Chaos Control, which I think he will have in the movie, that's like his big thing. Chaos Sphere, I can see it 50-50. It's a very easy attack that he could just duke out, but it's not very, pertinent to the Shadow build. And then Chaos Blast, maybe they combine it where he takes his limiter rings off and then can do Chaos Blast. I'm not 100% sure on this. I really think they're going to try to keep it more grounded for the movie, and he's probably only going to have Chaos Control, is my guess. That's just my guess, because Sonic needs to be kind of even with Shadow in the fight.
How can one hedgehog have such immense power? It's all thanks to my grandfather, the brilliant Professor Gerald Robotnik. Gerald created Shadow on the space colony Ark. He used the DNA of an alien warlord called Black Doom to complete the ultimate life form. That mad genius. Black Doom wanted a champion. Gerald wanted a way to cure his granddaughter's illness. But Shadow only wanted to live in peace alongside his only friend, my cousin Maria. Gun, the guardian units of nations, wanted to erase all the evidence of the whole thing. They sealed Shadow away and silenced anyone who knew about him, including Maria. I never knew her, but I still take that personally.
So we know that Black Doom will be in Sonic X Shadow Generations because we've seen it in the trailers. We've also seen it in the gameplay footage that was released. However, I do not think this will be the case for the movie. As I said many times, the movie is not going to be a one-for-one for Shadow the Hedgehog and for Sonic Adventure 2. I feel like they're going to pull inspiration from different parts and moments of those games, but Black Doom is such a complex villain and character to add into a movie that's already jam-packed and you're introducing Shadow. I just don't see it happening. As far as Maria goes, she is very important to Shadow's character. I even think they already said that they had an actress who's playing Maria in the movie. So that's important, along with her illness and why they're in Space Colony Arc. Dr. Gerald trying to create Shadow, find a cure for Maria. All that stuff seems like it will be in the movie. However, how Maria passes might be different. I don't know how dark they're willing to go for this Sonic movie 3, but she looks like she gets taken down. She gets taken out by Gun, which we already know exists from the previous Sonic movies.
I found my grandfather's journal, which led me to Shadow's hiding place. I woke him up and unleashed him upon the world. And how does that ingrate thank me? By fighting me. He was supposed to help me conquer the world, not crush my armies. The ultimate ingrate. Now, instead of one bothersome hedgehog, I have to deal with two. He prowls the globe, always ready to strike down any threat to the world. Treat him as extremely dangerous. He's unstoppable. He is the ultimate life form. He is.
So yeah, I'm not quite sure how I feel about this last part. It makes it seem like Eggman releases Shadow and he immediately turns on Eggman, but that's not really how it works in Sonic Adventure 2. He's pretty much in unison with Eggman throughout the whole plan. It's only towards the very end where he kind of starts changing his ways and his opinions. So I think just because out of the duration of this video, they wanted to really condense Shadow's origins and story, but I just didn't really like how they wrote this off at the end. What I found very interesting too is they really don't mention Shadow actually being defeated or unalived at the end of Sonic Adventure 2 battle, nor do they mention his clones or robotic duplicates in any means or capacity. So they're trying to keep the more convoluted stuff away from the game lore, and I think they're probably going to try and keep it away from the Sonic Movie 3 lore as well. I just don't see them kind of tapping into that, at least for this first movie as they're introducing Shadow. I think Space Colony Arc is still going to be prevalent. I think Dr. Gerald's going to be prevalent. I think Maria's going to be prevalent. Gun, all that stuff is still going to be there, but I don't think Black Doom's going to be involved. I don't think Shadow's actually going to be demised by the end of the movie, and I don't think they're going to go into this whole cloning sub-arc. I'm also wondering if Eggman saying he is kind of alluding or being a reference to the song I Am All of Me, because it goes, I am dun 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 dun, I am dun 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 dun. They do it twice. Eggman says he is, and you can kind of fill it in that way. I don't know. I could be stretching there. I just find it kind of cool. Also to note, there's no guns. They're not showing any Shadow using guns in this trailer, along with, obviously they're not going to have Shadow just randomly cursing in this video, in this recap video, but that's something to consider. This is for the game, so we know most likely, almost 99.9%, Shadow will not be using guns in this upcoming Sonic X Shadow Generations game. That would be cool if when you go to the Shadow the Hedgehog level, you could pick up a gun, but I don't see them doing that because it's going to be completely different gameplay from the rest of the boost mechanic. But that also leads into the topic and debate about Sonic Movie 3 that we don't know yet, where will Shadow curse and will Shadow use guns? I highly, highly, highly doubt it. I do not see that happening whatsoever. There might be a reference where maybe he says damn once, and he might pick up a gun like from GUN, like a gun troop. He might pick up one of their guns, look at the camera, and then like drop it or something. I do not know. I don't think he's actually going to shoot a gun or use it. But that's just my opinion. Once again, I'm only speculative at this point. Haven't seen any trailers, haven't seen any leaks, any of that kind of stuff. What did you guys think of this Shadow the Hedgehog 101 video? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think it had enough information? What do you think it shows for the upcoming Sonic and Shadow game and Sonic Movie 3? I'm OCDsaster, and I hope you have a super Sonic rest of your day. See ya.